Theory of retail development. Retail development can be looked at from theoretical perspective. No single theory is universally applicable or acceptable as the application varies from market to market, retailer to retailer, and depend on the socio-economic condition in the market. The theories developed to explain the process of retail development revolve around the importance of competitive pressure, investment in organizational capabilities, and the creation of sustainable competitive advantage. Theories of retail development can be broadly classified as environmental theory, where a change in the retail is attributed to the change in the environment in which the retailer operates. The next one is the cyclical theory, where change follow a pattern and phases can have definite, identifiable attributes associated with them. Conflictual theory, where the competition or conflict between two opposite types of the retailer leads to a new format being developed. Environmental theory. The theory of natural selection in retailing is given by Charles Darwin, popularized by the phrase survival of the fittest. According to this, retail types organizations which best adjust to their environment are the most likely to survive. In this theory, environmental factors play a major role in survival. The major environmental factors affecting retailers are changes in the consumer characteristics, demographic factors including age of the population, social factors including preference of the product and the services, economic factor including change in the retail income, changes in the technology, changes in the competition. Thus, retail institutions are economic entities and retailer confront an environment which is made up of consumers, changing technology, and the competitors. This environment can alter the profitability of the retailer. Thus, the birth, success, or decline of different form of retail enterprises is attributed to the business environment. For example, the decline of the departmental store in the Western market is attributed to the general inability of those retailers to react quickly and positively to the environmental changes. The retailers who are aware of operating environment and react without delay gain from the change. The ability to adopt the change successfully is the core of this theory. Cyclical theory, wheel of retailing. Retail sector is one of the most dynamic sector as it is affected by the political, economic, social, technological, legislative, environmental factors, customer demands, intense competition, etc. All these changes have led to the creation of new opportunities even as they are affecting the existing business. For instance, the internet and the web technologies have itself created the ample opportunities for the web-based business model of the retailing. The wheel of retailing concept was first propagated by the Professor McNair of the Harvard to describe how the retail institutions transform during their evolutionary life cycles. The theory suggested that the retail innovators often first appear as low price operator with low cost structure and the low profit margin requirement, offering some real advantages such as the specific merchandise which enable them to take customers away from more established competitors. As they prosper, they develop their business offering, greater range, or acquiring more expensive facilities. But this can mean they lose focus that was important when they entered the market. Such trading up occurs as the retailer become established in his own right. This in turn gives chance to competitors to enter the market and repeat the process. They then become vulnerable to the new discounters and the lower cost structures that take place along the way. Scrambled merchandising occurs as the retailer add goods and the services that are unrelated to each other and the firm's original business to increase the overall sales and the profit margins. The wheel of retailing. The wheel of retailing theory states that the evolution process comprises three stages: the entry phase, the trading up phase, and the vulnerability phase. This theory is presented in this diagram like entry phase, low margin, low prices, limited or no services, low end facilities, the trading up phase, moderate prices, better facilities than entry phase, some services, increased quality merchandise, and the vulnerability phase, the high prices, luminous facilities, excellent service, and the amenities. Cyclic theory, wheel of retailing. This have the three phase: entry phase, trading phase, and the vulnerability phase. Entry phase start with the offering limited merchandise with the low prices, and the retail organization as a strategy have low margin in order to increase the penetration of the market. When these retail outlets are successful, other rivals retailers rapidly imitate and adopt those characteristics. The second was the trading up phase. As the store progresses in its growth, the organization enters the second phase, which is the trade-up phase, where the organization offers full service and a range of merchandise in full prices without any discount. These retail institutions simultaneously increase their margin and the prices and appeal to more middle and the upper income consumers rather than bargaining, hunting and the lower income consumers. It is during this stage that the firm have an increase in sale, high profits, and a strong cash flow due to the improvement of their store mix. The vulnerability phase. In the third stage, according to the wheel of the retailing theory, the wheel turns as the store matures in growth and faces more competition. As a retailer reaches this stage, he will reduce prices and scale down services too in order to reduce operating cost. The innovative store mature into an established firm and become vulnerable to the new innovator who enter the market. The strategy is to drop prices and continuous innovations and the sound management practices will help the retailer to sustain growth in this place. An example of this theory is that Kiraana stores were replaced by the chain stores like Apna Bazaar, which in turn face a severe competition from the supermarkets and the big store like Big Bazaar and the D-Mart. Conflict theory. Conflict always exists between operators of the similar format or within the broad retail categories. It is believed that the retail innovation does not necessarily reduce the number of formats available to the consumer, but lead to the development of the more formats. Retailing thus evolved through a dialectic process, that is, the blending of the two opposite to create a new format. This can apply to development in the retail as follows: the thesis, antithesis, and the synthesis. The thesis: individual retailers as corner shops all across the country. Antithesis: a position opposed to the thesis developed over a period of time. These are the departmental store. The antithesis is the challenge to the thesis. The synthesis, there is a blending of thesis and the antithesis. The result is a position between the thesis and the antithesis, like supermarket, hypermarket. This synthesis become the thesis for the next round of the evolution. The concept of life cycle in the retail. The concept of product life cycle, as explained by the Philip Kotler, is also applicable to the retail organization as they pass through the identifiable stages like innovation, development, maturity, and the decline. This is commonly termed as the retail life cycle. The retail life cycle is a theory about the change through time of the retail outlets. It is claimed that the retail institutions show S-shaped development through their economic life that has been classified into four main phases as the retail life cycle. The four main phases: the innovation, the growth, maturity, and the decline. The innovation, a new organization is born. It improves the convenience or create other advantage to the final customer that differ from those offered by other retailers. Stage of innovation, where there are fewer competitors. The rate of growth is rapid, the fairly rapid. The management fine-tune its strategy through the experimentation. The level of profitability are moderate. This stage can last up to 5 years or more than that, depending upon the organization. The growth period, rapid increase in the sale, the few competitors emerge. Since the company has been in the market for a while, it is now in a position to anticipate the condition in the market by establishing a position of the leader. Since growth is imperative, the investment level is also high, as is the profitability. Investment is largely in a system and the process. This stage can last from many years, maybe 5 to 8, and more than the 8 years. The maturity stage, retail organization still grow, but competitive pressure are felt from the newer form of the retailing that tend to arise. Thus, the growth rate tend to decrease. Gradually, as market become more competitive, the rate of growth slow down and profit also start declining. Retail organization need to rethink its strategy and reposition itself in the market. Change may occur not only in the format but also in the merchandise mix offered. Decline. Retail organization loses its competitive edge and there is a decline in the sale. Thus, it needs to decide if it is still going to continue in the market. The rate of growth is negative, profitability declines further, and overheads are high. The retail business in India has only recently seen the emergence of the organized, the corporate activity. Traditionally, most of the retail businesses in India has been small owner managed business. It is hence difficult to put down a retail organization which has passed through all the four stages of the retail life cycle.